Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes in the Shed. Right, so it's Saturday evening. Been out all day, so progress is slow. But I've done a couple of bits. Let me show you. Okay, progress wobbly mobile cam. So clutch cables on. Cables are all tidied up and zip tied, which looks nice. I put the side panel back on. I took the slave battery off. I did notice I took the slave battery off and I tried to kickstart it, but you have to give it such a bloody good kick to get it sparky. You got to charge. Everything runs off the alternate, so you have to really kick it hard. I might just order a battery because I'm lazy for kicking. I just want to kick it half a kick and make it go raw. So I have put a bit of well seal on the gasket for the carburettor. That's all done on one side of the gasket because I want to be able to take it on and off easy. So yeah, electrical stuff, boiler and everything's in there. Electric's all done. Still got a little bit of wire there. I've took the timing disc off there for now. That's all on. That's all on. That's all on. So I think first job to do is put the carburettor on. So that is as if by magic the carburettor appeared. Look at that beautiful thing with the extended float bowl, which does nothing apart from look absolutely bling. Right, okay, I'm going to put you on the tripod and we will cue the music. Okay, right, let's get tangled up in wires again. Right, so let's see where we are. Right, so we've got timing is statically done. We're getting a spark. We've got the carburettor on, which has all been rebuilt and cleaned and is super lovely. The throttle cable's on. Good snap to it. Choke levers there. Nice. A lot of people take those off. If you're trying to mess about with mixture, it's good to have one. Anyway, yeah, that's fuel line's on. Fuel line, I couldn't find it, and that's the reason I couldn't find it is because, right, you may remember Project Dribzer over there. Well, when I changed to that aluminium tank, I had a very thin competition alloy tank on there, and I changed it to a fat competition, well, a fat aluminium tank, because 1 gallon didn't get me very far, right? So, and that tank is sort of hangs over the oil tank or frame, and it's got 2 taps. I nicked one off this because it was sitting there doing nothing. Shouldn't nick parts off bikes. So I swore that I would never ever steal parts from a motorbike in the garage again. I'd just buy new parts, right? So we've got a fuel line on there that I've just stolen off my Triton over there. Right, so we've got fuel tank, we've got pipe down to the carburettor, we've got sparkage. I mean, we're at a point, right? We're at a point, and that point is we need some oil in the engine. I've looked on the shelf. I've only got a little bit of gear oil. I've only got about half the amount required for my gearbox. I suppose I could put it in there and order, get some more later. I have got some on order. So gearbox oil. Gearbox is dry still, not ideal. Tank is also dry, so I need to put some oil in it. I'm going to put some oil in. And I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to kick it a lot, right? Because I'm going to try and get some oil flowing through. And when I've kicked it as much as I can, when both legs are tired, I'll put the camera back on and I'll tell you all about what we're going to do next, I think. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, so I've got oil in it, all right. Here's the microphone, sorry if I'm a bit quiet, right. I've got oil in it. I've kicked it until both legs are aching. I'm not getting any oil pressure back yet, right, but I've got to get oil from here down through the oil pump, build up some pressure, push it into the crank, go through all the sludge trap, and then out through the, and then down into the scavenger. Scavenger's got to pick it up. Scavenger's got to pressurise the line back up. Some of it goes off to the rockers. Some, you know, and it's very hard to get a return just kicking it. But I want to make sure I've got a good start on that, right? So we're doing that. So got oil in the engine. I haven't got transmission oil in yet because I haven't got any transmission oil, right? So I've got a dry gearbox, wet engine. I haven't got any petrol. No petrol. So I'm going to do another little job, right? And I just need to bring the bike up to height, and then I'll show you. One moment. Almost there. We're there. Right. Next job, because it's a little job I can do while I've got no petrol and no gearbox oil, is I can dial in the clutch, right? Because the clutch it doesn't run true, right? And what you want is it to run nice and concentric. So when you actuate the clutch, it's all good, right? All actuates at the same time. So I think we're going to just check the. I think we can dial in the clutch. I'll bring you round. Okay, so welcome to the primary drive side of my engine, and this is the how to dial a clutch in close upon the clutch cam. All right, so we've got here is a DTI. It is a metric one, but it will do for this purpose. Right, now what I've got to do is I've got to find somewhere to put my DTI, which is solid with the bike, and put the DTI on the edge of the clutch here, and make sure that it's turning round straight, right? And we'll change the tension on these springs to straighten it all up. So I think what I need to do is get all this set up, and then we'll start spinning it round, and I'll show you how I did it. Let's cue the music. Okay, so I've got my clutch on, and the reason you true these, right? Not many, yeah, some people neglect to true these, right? But the thing is, when you pull the clutch out, right, you're balancing it on 3 different springs, and some of the springs are more tired than the other springs. And I have reused the springs on these, so they're old springs. And what you don't want is you don't want to pull the clutch and then one spring be stronger, because that's going to push one edge in, and that'll drag the clutch and put heat into it. All right, when it's open and you're sitting at traffic lights, or whatever, and you end up with burn, and then that expands, that makes it worse. And so what you want is when you pull the clutch in, you want it to all pull out at the same time, like uniform, right? So when it's pulled, you want it to be going in a pretty straight line. And it's still a little bit out at the moment, You can look from the top. Still a little bit out, so I'm going to give it just a touch more. I might even take the other side off a little bit, but you got to mess around with it until it runs pretty true. All right, and then when it, you know, nicely set up clutch is lovely, right? See, that's not moving very much now at all on the dial. That's a pretty straight clutch. That's what you need, right? That's what you want. So, clutch dialed in. Yeah, just making sure I haven't scratched my frame. Just get this out of the way. I've got a bad habit of dropping dial gauges on the floor and bending them. So, clutch is good. Yeah, so next time we'll be putting fuel in it and hopefully going for the first startup. I don't know if I can start it with this engine cover off because I don't want the chain adjuster to fly out anywhere. I think it'll be okay. Got a bit of tension on the chain. That sort of sits in the cover. I think it'll be okay to start it up briefly. But we want to see if it goes, right? I want to see if it goes. I'm confident, quietly confident. So, header pipes. I still haven't got those header pipes. So, might have to drop some old header pipes on so I don't get fire coming out of these. And then yeah, tomorrow we'll go for the startup, right? So, tomorrow is Sunday. I've got some time in the shed. Right. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.